What up, everybody? Dr. Markel here with you on a Monday. If you've been in the office, you know that very rarely do we actually wear shoes. And a lot of people have asked us, why don't we wear our shoes? And we chalk it up a lot of times to the simple answer, most shoes are uncomfortable, or it's easier to do what we do barefoot. That is true, but here is the bigger picture and why you and your family should go barefoot this summer. So, let's backtrack this. So, the sensory system is the foundation that we build everything off of, okay? And very commonly we can think of the 5 big senses. Sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, okay? What most people don't realize is that there are 2 other systems responsible for creating our sensory experience, and therefore they lay the foundation for us to develop those higher brain pathways. So the 2 systems I'm talking about in particular really start generating when kiddos are making more conscious movements and interacting more with their environment, okay? So the 2 systems I'm talking about are the proprioceptive system and the vestibular system. Proprioception is your body's ability to perceive where it's at, how it's moving. Proprioception is the way that your brain knows where your body's at and what it's doing, okay? And it's able to do this through pressure and through movement. The other system that I was talking about is called the vestibular system. And the vestibular system is responsible for creating balance and coordination, especially when we are moving and our center of gravity is changing, or our head posture changes, or our head posture, how we carry our head, or when our posture changes, all right? So babies start doing they start doing more of these deliberative movements, and then they are picking their head up, and then they are rolling over, and then we get sitting up, and then we get crawling, and eventually walking. Okay, so the really awesome thing about the vestibular system, the proprioceptive system, is it's super easy to activate them. And the easiest way to do it, any guesses? Take your shoes off. Your feet are chock full of sensory receptors, okay? So we talk all the time about how the cervical spine, the neck, carries 80 to 90% of the proprioception in the spine. The feet are going to be the other major player in the body where your brain picks up proprioceptive information. And remember, proprioceptive information is where your body's at, what it's doing, how it's doing it. So your feet are chock full of those receptors. So the most important thing we can do is to get active without our feet on. Without our feet on? Without our shoes on. The problem today is that most parents buy these cute little Air Jordans and Uggs because they're so adorable when they're tiny. Everything's cute when it's small, right? Of course. So we are putting these shoes on our kids before they can walk. What is that teaching our kiddos when they get to the stage where they can walk? Well, first of all, they're going to be used to having a barrier between their skin and the ground. They're not going to have any of that tactile information. Secondly, their muscles, their joints, they're not going to be used to that full range of motion. So that was the other part that I forgot to mention. The proprioceptors, they are located in our muscles, they're in our connective tissue, they're in our joints. And so when we don't have full range of motion of any part of our body, including our feet, we're not getting that constant feedback of information to our brain. And so when kiddos don't have that and they get to that walking stage, we're going to see clumsiness, maybe a little bit slower. We're going to have posture imbalances. They maybe develop a little slower than other kids. So the biggest and easiest thing that we can do to increase proprioception, increase that vestibular system, is to get our shoes off. Now, obviously, this is not going to apply in the wintertime when we have got ice or snow, or obviously if you are playing in a playground with broken glass. I mean, use your discretion here. But if you are hanging out at home, if you are in your yard where there's a pile of wet leaves or grass and dirt, that's going to be the best. So your kiddos are going to get that tactile information. The pressure changes are going to stimulate those proprioceptors. The vestibular system is going to be activated with the balancing coordination, and it's only going to further snowball into better balance, better coordination, better spatial organization, better everything. And this isn't really just this doesn't just apply to your kiddos. It is never too late to get your body back into that proprioceptive input. So if you're in the office today and it's relatively clean and safe, kick off your shoes. If you are at home today, if you are wherever today, kick off your shoes. If you're going to be out playing in the yard with your kiddos, take off your shoes. And please, 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 if you do have little ones, let their tootsies breathe, all right? Peace out.